LA Chargers receiver Quentin Johnston had a disappointing rookie season, but he's going to turn things around and have a breakout season in year 2.
Hey, can we turn this back around quickly, please? Can we turn this around quickly? This is very important to me.
Turn around.
Can we turn this thing around, please?
You asked for it and we delivered. It's Fan Friday, and you, the fans, chose today's topic for Point of View. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Let me know which year 1 disappointment you think will turn it around in year 2. I'm going with Quentin Johnston because I just can't believe someone with the skill set he has won't improve upon what was a pretty putrid debut season. He was a stud in his 3 years at TCU and caught 60 passes for over 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns during his last collegiate season. And with his 6'4", 200-plus pound frame, he seemed like his floor was a solid NFL starter. And I still think that's true, but last season wasn't a great start. He caught 38 passes for 431 yards and 2 scores, but he couldn't get the separation you think he'd get with his size, and he wasn't able to come down with some catchable balls you'd expect from a first-round draft pick. Now, Fantasy Pros has Johnston listed as missing just 3 of his catchable balls last season, which is not even close to the most in the league. And fun fact, Puka Nacua had the most, and look at his potential. But the eye test, of course, told a different story with Johnston, and his struggles can be highlighted by this one play in the 4th quarter of their Week 11 game against Green Bay. On 3rd down with under a minute left, Justin Herbert buys time and finds a pretty wide open Quentin Johnston downfield, but he can't haul it in, and that's the game. Johnston did address that play with the media in early June. Here's what he had to say when asked if he had any examples from last season where he lost focus on the play.
Yeah, from last season, kind of the main one, the one that still kind of sticks in my head, the obvious one, versus Green Bay. That one, it was obviously he was scrambling. I kind of just eased up because I wasn't sure what he was doing instead of just keeping on my path, which I obviously should have did, which I would have had an easier catch for me. And then just at the catch point, just taking my eyes off it, not looking it all the way in. And I feel like that kind of it was just lack of focus altogether. Something that's to me, my coaches, my team as a whole, far better and just was straight up unacceptable. So I always kind of go back to that moment when I step on practice, or if I'm feeling a certain type of way at practice, I'm feeling like I don't feel like it. I always go back to, okay, like if I take a day off here, it'll, kind of correlate or just wind down into a game like that, which obviously I do not want again. So
the kid is still just 22 years old, so to have that kind of accountability so long after it happened is pretty impressive and gives me hope that he's walking the walk and not just talking the talk. And I'm sure it helps that a whole new coaching staff has stepped in to give them a fresh start. Jim Harbaugh will get the most out of his players, but new wide receivers coach Sanjay Lal will likely have a bigger impact on Johnston's development. Before we get into that, here are the results of this week's poll question. Thanks to everyone who participated, and look out for another question next week. Now back to it. Lal spent the past 2 seasons in Seattle working with DK Metcalf, who had just had his 2nd Pro Bowl season of his career. He and Johnston have a lot of similarities with their size and speed, so I trust Lal to work his magic in Los Angeles and turn Johnston into a legit threat. And it sounds like Lal is already working on that transition. Here's what Johnston had to say when asked if it's been helpful studying DK Metcalf's tape with his new receiving coach.
Just as far as being a bigger receiver, he's just kind of focusing on the parts of him getting low, him coming in and out of his breaks, and how he was working on that with him, and kind of just translating that to me and how he's gonna work on that with me. So it's been helpful for the most part.
Good to hear that he finds it helpful, even though the play styles aren't that similar as of now. Maybe they become more similar as his career progresses, but Johnston has already proven he can play his style of ball and make it work. These 2 plays against the Broncos in Week 14 prove he was progressing as the season went on. He makes a nice quick move as he approaches the DB to get beyond the defense and gain a huge chunk of yards. The very next play, he gets the DB backpedaling so he doesn't get beat deep again and catches a little post route to get inside the 10-yard line. So overall, yes, it was tough and disappointing rookie year for Johnston, but I'm not even close to ready to give up on him yet, and I think he'll have a breakout season under the new regime in LA. And I really think Jim Harbaugh and his staff are going to work wonders with Justin Herbert and the rest of the roster. For more on how the NFL should fear the Chargers next season, check out this past episode of Point of View. Enjoy the weekend, and we hope to find you here again next week.